So this ventriloquist and his dummy are doing this act, and he starts going off on dumb blonde jokes. And this blonde in the front, like real platinum blonde, like a high tier level blonde.
The highest ranking of blonde.
Exactly, like the general of blondes. She stands up and she starts just to bitch at him. And she's like, what, gives you the right to mock someone based on the color of their hair? Like where do you get off? All humans are equal, this, that, and the other thing. And he's kind of flustered because this is an act. And she's just, heckling him, but aggressively, like close enough that she could be poking him in the chest. And he's like, he's stuttering. He's like, I'm sorry. And she goes, "Yay, stay out of this. I'm talking to him."
Talking to him.
From the writer and director of Leprechaun comes an even scarier and more diabolically funny nightmare when two teen orphans, Norbert, a ventriloquist mute who talks through his dummy, and Angelica, his psychotic sister, hit the road for Vegas. Norbert's dummy develops a murderous life of his own. With the cops on their trail and the corpses piling up, this homicidal trio can't be stopped as they cut a path of death and destruction across the country. Creepy, gruesome, and hilariously twisted, Triloquist is a campy horror at its perverse best. Alright guys, here to talk about the movie Triloquist. 2008's Triloquist. Lee, had you seen it before?
I somehow missed this modern classic, this cinematic triumph.
How could you have missed this?
I don't know.
I don't think anyone's seen this. It's like a fever dream of a movie.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous in every way. And I don't know if that is a reason you should definitely see this or a reason to miss it. I could go both ways. I think it's short. It's like an hour, 20 hour, 30, something like that. So like it's not a chore to watch. It's certainly a off the wall, one scene to the next, what is happening kind of movie, which in a group can be amazing. Mm-hmm. Alone can be fun or can be tedious. It's hard to say. It depends what mood you're in.
On your things. No, it's not funny. It's trying to be funny. Mm-hmm. But like you said, it's not so hard to watch or something. And like as you go through it, it kind of is like has some redeeming qualities to certain degrees. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who this movie is for though. I'm glad I watched it, but I had to. So I don't know if a person should choose this over any other movie they might be able to watch. It looks like a real movie. It's like a relatively low budget, but usually like what we're going to describe would make you think like, oh, it's like you can't hear it, you can't see it, it's just weird things or something. Mm-hmm. But this movie, for the most part, for the scenes that are scenes, it just looks like maybe like a TV show or something. It looks real, so
it's all passable.
It's not going to be so low budget.
It's mainly just the writing that's so weird that you're like, what is happening? But I think I will give it I'll say check it out.
It's weird enough.
I'm going to go on that side.
If you like weird stuff, and you probably do, could be because you're here, it's probably worth watching. I'm sure you haven't seen it. It's very strange.
So if you've seen it or don't care, falls over spoilers, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
Alright guys, so here we are for the spoilers on Triloquist. So let me hear them spoiler-filled thoughts, Lee.
Triloquist, not a real word, but they acknowledge that.
Yeah. It's a decent title.
I kind of like this movie, but it is bad, but I think it's like, I appreciate something about it.
I think it had far bigger of a budget than it should have for what it ended up with. Like while it does not look bad by any stretch of imagination, like they're pulling off the things they're doing here, and the puppet does look of a decent quality.
You're very pretty. You don't happen to have a younger wooden sister, do you?
What I mean is, like, if you were to say, oh, they did this on $500,000, I'd be like, this movie's fucking amazing.
Yes.
But I feel like they had, what's the budget listed? I forget.
About $1 million estimate, yeah.
I feel like that's a little too for what we got.
And you say that, so like, I think that they spent the money wisely.
Yeah.
Because there are scenes where it looks like I keep having to make this point. Some of the movies we do are like not a real movie. You can't hear it, you can't see it, scenes don't cut together properly, right?
Yeah.
But here, like most of it's a movie, but there's points where they don't have it. So they just do like a montage that's black and white and grainy.
Yes.
Or they play a song and show you things, and I'm like, you just were like, well, I mean, we have to get them from here to there, so something has to be in the movie here.
Well, they didn't have
be a certain length.
either appropriate scoring or the ability to license the songs, because they play like the same 3 songs songs over and over again.
Yeah, exactly.
And like by the end though, I'm like, oh, like it kind of like you forget. Oh, I just heard a song. You're like, I know this song. Oh, because I heard it 3 times in this movie. Like, so is that effective? It does seem to play. They play the same songs on the same tones of what's happening.
Yes.
So it could be a choice. Yeah. I don't know that it's a choice. I think it's we were limited based on what we had, and that's what we have.
No,
but it doesn't not work. It's just something where I'm like, you notice it, and whenever you're noticing something, that can be a problem.
It's like non-standard, and we've made a movie, as we hesitantly point out. So I know what it's like to be like, we don't have this like scene, but we still want to like put it in there. We got that song. Play that song. Wait, the same one. They don't care. No one's watching this. And you just go in and you just cut together like a montage. How are they? Well, it looks weird. I'll make it black and white. Grainier. Good. Done. And that's
a welcome grain.
It's you can tell at certain points, but in between that, it's like functional. It's a movie. There's like movie.
But I think another issue it has is like I mentioned, it's like a fever dream.
Come and Billy, shake and bake a cherry pie, fast as a cat can wink and eye. She's a young thing.
We're like, it's just, I think somebody had a list of like, these would be fun scenes, and they just cobble them together in any way they can. Because if you actually just take a step back and think about this, they're like, it doesn't make a lot of sense, like how they're doing the things. Like, do you not believe police exist? Because we see police many times.
Pulled you over for speeding. You were doing 85 in a 55.
And if you're just driving around in stolen cars and murdering people constantly, there should be a little bit of an effort. So like, it seems like they're in a dream almost.
But let's not forget about the desert, which is magic, and most movies take place. So this is like a road trip movie. It's an adventure. It's our trio, right? We have the brother and the sister and the puppet, and we're going somewhere, right? So we're driving. It's the desert, and in the desert, if the cops lose track of you, it's like Grand Theft Auto. They just forget about you.
Yeah, it's not just one road.
Exactly. So, but like in a movie though, that's how the desert works.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that part.
I can look past that. I think my bigger problems are the fact that so the brother is a mute, and he talks seemingly through the puppet.
Her brother never even said a word. Only the dummy talked.
Yeah.
But it then kind of gets established that he doesn't talk through the puppet, that the sister is actually talking.
I made you think I taught you how to do the voice of the dummy.
And I'm like, was she just always thinking the things that he was going to say? Because he seems to believe it is his voice at times.
No.
You never did my voice. It was always Angelina. You're no Triloquist. Yeah.
Like there's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack, as they say. This movie also contains magic.
How'd you do that?
We can do magic.
And they literally, it's not just that we're like, hey, is that magic? Because there are things that are unexplainable throughout the movie until the end when she just literally comes out and goes, magic!
I told you, magic.
We know magic. Yeah, I know. I think something must have happened. And again, like, you don't film in sequence, so it can't work like that.
Yeah.
But as the movie continues to unfold, certain things where I'm like, oh, I guess it's a comedy, so things don't have to make sense. Later, they're like, no, this makes sense. We know magic. They say the words, we know magic, bitch. Something like that comes up. And I'm like, oh, wait.
The first part where I was like, there must be magic was like, she's talking to 2 cops.
We're just grabbing a cool drink.
I'll tell you, it is a hot day. I'm sweating worse than a serial killer with the cops on her tail.
Yes.
And the puppet is sitting between the 2 of them.
You know you got a little problem.
I confess, I did it. I'm guilty. Take me away.
Right, you got a busted taillight.
And then all of a sudden the puppet's behind them.
I bet you couldn't even see his lips move.
I'd say it's pretty good.
But when they cut back, the puppet's not there. I'm like, did it just blink out of existence? Did they see it move?
I am so glad you mentioned this scene. This is one of the only scenes I feel like we need to mention because yes, like the puppet just appears somewhere sometimes, and it's like crazy.
A lot, teleports like your Jasons
like,
would do.
Whatever, something like that. But this is one of the only times where like people who are not like about to die, so it doesn't matter, should see the puppet. But it's like it's just behind them for no reason. That is again when I broke and I was like, oh wait, no, this movie doesn't make sense. No. Okay, good. And because like I can forgive a lot more that happens later and like before that point. Once I know that it's not supposed to make sense, once I know it's just crazy, then it's like different. Right?
It's definitely crazy, and I enjoy to a point the main character, this girl here, has like this crazy, because she was like molested as a child. She's like overly sexual.
And what are you?
I was savagely raped by Indians as a little pioneer girl, and now I'm a whore that hangs around saloons and gives blowjobs for whiskey.
In how she talks, not necessarily in her actions, but she talks a big game, and it's constantly like psh, wants to fuck me, blah blah blah, this and that, I this, I that, and I like that. It's kind of funny.
I bet you guys would like to fuck me, huh?
I don't think that she was funny at all, but I have a weakness for crude, obnoxious women. So I was like, how you doing?
Cocksucker motherfucker! Ugh! Cocksucker motherfucker! God damn it! Stupid thing never fucking works!
Or whatever. But yes, they give her all this awful dialogue where it's not even like South Park, it's not even whatever, it's just like crude humor or something, but like not funny crude humor.
Her delivery is funny though to me.
Yes, no, she
I think
great.
She's pretty good.
And I would put a ring on
what they do for the brother, like him dancing and just making goofy faces,
that
I'm like,
too.
what is that for?
No, but like one of the first We're Magic like scenes, the brother dances to like distract the cop, I guess.
Get out of the car! Hands up! Hands up! Freeze! I'm telling you right now, you better freeze! Freeze! Freeze!
But like it's sped up, so I'm like, is that the cop's perception of what's happening? Is he moving faster than a human can move? Does he have powers? And by the end, if you hurt the puppet, the like brother feels it.
Yeah.
And if you hurt the brother, the puppet feels it. So they are linked. There is something going on.
But the blood seemed, I thought that was part of his like sleight of hand magic, because he like punches the puppet, he's like has blood in his hand, but it's not on his face. So I was all like, was that a fake out like joke thing? Was he like ketchup packet like?
Well, there's a part where he gets stabbed in the eye,
yes.
And then he does this, and like blood comes down.
That's what I'm talking about.
But then it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, the blood is just like in his hand. It wasn't like on his eye, and I was like, it was like bad movie making. Did you catch that wrong and you just left it in, or was that supposed to? Are you supposed to tell me something here? I don't know.
I think it is clear that they are linked, and there is some magic, and she's calling him out like, you don't have magic, I have magic.
You have no magic.
Dad didn't teach you magic like he taught me. It was all in your head.
She puppeteers the cops' corpse at one point.
Yes.
You pathetic girl. I'm dead.
Which is like, what? Like things go completely off the rails.
That the puppet dead cop guy, he is from like movies, he's from Charmed. Like that's an actual actor.
That's a guy.
Who are you?
I'm the detective who helped you. She tried to kill me. I managed to drag myself over here.
Yeah.
There's another guy who calls himself out as an actor. What was he on Hawaii 5-0 or Magnum PI or whatever?
Cameo,
and I was like, I don't know that guy.
You're the guy from that TV show Magnum P.I.
Yeah, I played Rick. My name's Larry Manetti.
I hated that show.
Like,
did you look it up? I didn't even look it up.
I assume it's actually that guy, though.
It must be, right?
And I was like, okay, so the movie has a couple of people, which I'm like, I'm sure you just know or something from somewhere living in California. You met this guy. But I was like, that guy's a real-ass actor. And it's like, what is this shit?
He's
in the same movie where like
seconds,
a marionette puppet, or not a puppet, a ventriloquist dummy like blows a guy until it bites his dick off. Like has that guy that was on like a network television show for like 8 years. I'm like, that's a little weird.
Not in the same scene though. So
no,
as far as they know, the movie's like
and he never watched
a normal
obviously, so
movie.
yeah.
Yes. No, I believe that that anybody that has any sort of career was tricked into making this movie. Besides the main characters who were on board or something, because they're in it the whole time. There's like incest. There's like murder.
Yes, it goes in a weird. They kidnap someone for the purpose of rape and having a child.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure my brother has plenty of sperm. He won't have to fuck you too many times to get you pregnant.
And then ultimately deem them unworthy, and yes, keep it in the family, as they say.
Yep. This is how it should be, Norby. Just you and me, and not that damn. We need to have a baby, and that baby will be magic.
And that's weird. They make an attempt at a backstory where like they show a Halloween where all the things went wrong, or where the brother gets taken away.
Stupid old puppet.
You better shut your mouth or I'll have Dummy cut your tongues out.
Even before that, you see the mother, who I'm like, are you a famous B-movie queen from like 40 years ago? Are you a porn star?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you German? Like, she had an accent, I thought.
Oh, God.
I need a little bit more time.
I've already let you slide 2 weeks.
My agent just...
You haven't had a gig in almost a year.
Yeah, she's just like the Hollywood. I was gonna say crack whore, but she's the heroin.
Heroin, yeah.
Right, and does too much, and leaves them alone with like the thing. But then their backstory is our dad taught us magic.
Yes,
right?
which I wanted to make sure we talk about.
Wait,
and we never see him at all. And I remember mentioned him. When did he leave the picture? And the puppet talks to them as a kid.
Angelina, Norbert, wake up! Wake up!
Yes.
It says, "Hey, your mom's dead. She's probably not waking up. It's gonna be just us." And
Yeah,
then it
do it
flashes
here.
forward like, I don't know, 15 years or
Then
something.
I went in a box and I
Yeah.
woke up and it was a long time and she was a slut and he was in. Yeah, it's
Why
great.
did?
And then I remember being put in a suitcase, and I was in the darkness for a very, very long time.
Why did that happen? Why did he go in a box for so long? They knew he talked before then. It wasn't like, we found it in my mom's trunk of old things. Oh, he's alive. You knew the whole time.
No, because the movie has certain priorities.
I guess.
And yes, like they don't even bother with the whole like, oh, maybe this puppet would help my like brother who's like catatonic, and then it does work. He's no, she's instantly like, I'm a murdering whore and I'm gonna do this and that, and there's no pretense. She's just literally.
And
like,
it kind of makes sense that she's in charge because like she's kind of like he'll kill you, and then the puppet goes and kills him. But then when he's acting like he doesn't want to do this and that, and I'm like, what is the who are you acting for?
Angelina's gonna be mad if she comes back.
Can't you help me?
I don't think Angelina would like that idea.
The movie's such a weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You can't go back and watch it again knowing what you know at the end.
It doesn't work.
And makes sense. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Start the car. Let's run her over, Norby. Come on. This is our chance to kill her and be free.
And the puppet is a horror show, right? Like it's like creepiest, weirdest fucking thing. Like nobody would have this. It could not be the star of some show.
And I got a match.
Yeah, I got a match too. Your mother's mouth and my dick.
Get the fuck out of here.
Like, yeah, there are movies or episodes of The Twilight Zone that have a ventriloquist dummy that's alive or something. Yeah. And usually that's effective because it looks so normal and harmless or childish or whatever, Chucky, right? And then over the course of those things, its physical appearance changes, or just based on what it does and says, you think about it differently, and it becomes so sinister. Mm-hmm. Here, looking at a still picture for a second, you'd be like, ah! What is that thing? It's terrifying.
No, it doesn't play.
No.
It matches the insides of our characters.
Yes.
Like, I love there's a moment where there's a gentleman in like a creamsicle colored pickup truck that they come across, the truck breaks down or something, they fix the truck.
Looks like you could use some help.
Boy, this is my lucky day.
Not really.
They tie the guy up.
Your idol is a little rough. Might want to get that looked at. Oh, no, don't thank me. Your $300 is quite enough.
They put a brick on the gas pedal and just let him go off into the sunset.
Watch your feet. It's a little heavy.
She's like, watch your feet.
It's such a weird. I would have loved like a through line, like later, like this, like he's still going or something. Yeah, like after the credits, he's just driving something because it just goes and you don't see anything with it. And I think like that could have had so much potential. So that a classic truck just doing some fun shit, or like it like eventually like hits the person saving somebody, or like I don't know.
Oh God, yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff put out there and not a lot of stuff. Paid off, so to speak. Yeah.
Not really. The puppet being so creepy is only matched by the baby being even creepier.
Oh, at the end.
Holy
oh my God.
shit!
And he looks just like his dad. Yeah, because the puppet and the brother are linked.
Yeah.
And maybe there is no brother. Ooh, I don't know.
I took it as the puppet just got some.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the brother wasn't involved at all. Like he passed out real quick.
It was really the puppet doing it?
Yeah.
Yes.
The little baby looks just like his papa. He looks just like me.
The dummy can fly? At one point, did the dummy fly? Am I high?
He descends from above at certain points. Is that flying?
I do love the commitment of them throwing that thing around, because like they probably only had one.
That's
and
true.
She is, but actually, I do hate how they have her like spin in fast motion and then throw it. But when she does actually let loose of it, she throws it. Like the head like and stick thing pop out. Its boots come off. Like it is being thrown, and I respect it.
There's a running thread where like the puppet's trying to get the brother to leave the sister behind because she's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm telling you, Norby, we gotta figure out a way to ditch that broad. She's nuts.
Which, was that a test? Is this real? What's happening?
There's also a theme of the sister selling the brother out. Like, he goes to a mental institution.
Norbert thinks that Dummy is alive and has a soul, and he's gonna tell you that Dummy did it. Look it's a stupid old wooden ventriloquist dummy. It's not even alive. He's not right in the head at all.
And then she gets him like arrested, or tries to get him arrested.
You'll take my brother somewhere where he can get help, right? He needs help, you know?
Oh, they made me have 69 sex with that girl.
Thank God you're here. They kidnapped me and they raped me, and it was horrible the things they made me do. They tied me up to that girl. They made me perform oral sex on her.
I laughed at that when she's instantly running her mouth nonstop about how she's just a victim. But then they're like not entertaining that for even a second, and they just lock her up in the car. I was like, that's pretty good.
I'm being treated like a criminal. I want to report one of the officers touched my pussy when he handcuffed me. Give me your badge number. I want to report you.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
She does have funny lines. She is good. At doing.
No, I think she's great. I looked her up. She didn't do a ton of things, and I would like her to do more things in this vein, like just like give her wisecracking and saying stuff. And she's still young. She could still be doing a lot of stuff, but I don't think she's had a movie in the last like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But pandemics.
That's why Mom was so ashamed of you. She didn't love you. I had to love you.
Yeah, I think she's good with like the funny delivery and stuff, but also like I don't want to say creeped me out, but there's various points she's like, don't make me break your thumb again.
You're a weak little boy. Don't lie to Angelina. Tell me or I'll break your thumb again.
And there's a part where she burns the dummy's tongue and
hold your tongue out. Stick it out now.
stuff.
Yes.
And she's like torturing them and everyone. She starts cutting the kidnapped girl's hair all weird in the shower.
Yeah, in the shower.
Like this
Very
is like
weird.
This is like natural born killer like weird behavior, which I really appreciated. Very, very sexual.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's alright.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
First of all, I'm not a slut. I'm just very sexual.
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's